Take you to a really nice place with other kids who have no mom or dad. This little man is Ikar.
My name is Zucchini.
More like a potato with that head.
Hey guys, this is CE Mattison and welcome to the very first Analyst Summit. So the Analyst Summit is a segment that I created, and this is a segment that is in use for collaborating with other reviewers and film students and anybody that is wanting to collab with me, whether we're talking about like movies, video games, and just reviews and whatnot. So this is going to be a very first that I collab with somebody else that is not, you know, my friend Mandy or my husband or his cousin. So this is somebody totally different, and I really enjoy the conversation that we had on reviewing this particular film, My Life as a Zucchini. So this is a very unusual stop motion film, and I'm not going to talk much about it, but without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the Summit Analyst interview.
My Life as a Zucchini is a 2016 French stop-motion film by Claude Barras. An English dub is available of the film featuring Ron Swanson, from Parks and Rec. The story basically follows Zucchini as he's taken to an orphanage after escaping an abusive household and an alcoholic parent. And when I mean escape, I mean he committed manslaughter. He accidentally killed his mother. Basically, the story is a slice-of-life animated film. The story follows him going to the orphanage and meeting all the other kids. And he doesn't have a good start. I mean, the other kids bully him. But quickly it turns around and you see them going on adventures, and there's another kid who appears in the orphanage called Camille, who doesn't want to go back with her aunt, since her aunt only wants to take custody of her so she can get the support funding. And unfortunately there's a problem in real life where many parents or guardians see kids as like a welfare ticket or a benefit ticket. And actually that's another point. This is a very grounded story, and many people may relate to this story. Like, if you ever had to deal with child social services, if you had to deal with child protective services, even if you've been to boarding school, you'll probably relate to many of these issues. And basically, the story is a very good story, very grounded. I very much like the story. I like the characters in the film, however, they're not all perfect. Most of them are two-dimensional, three-dimensional, so they have a point of being in the film. But one example of this is the kid characters. The kid characters help illustrate the impact of childhood trauma and the effects it can have on a child. Like, you have Zucchini, whose dad has gone elsewhere, and also lost his mother. Even though Simon, who isn't a generic bully character, there is a reason why he's a little bit of a bully. However, they work their way around that and befriend Zucchini like a little bit later on, quite early on in the film, which is quite surprisingly. So Simon, his parents were drug addicts, which also makes you wonder how he got his scar in his head. Then you have the other characters, like you had one character who's had her mum deported, one character who is implied is sexually abused, and one character who his mother had OCD, and that rubbed off on the child to the point where he would consume large amounts of toothpaste. Then you come to Camille, who is dumped at the orphanage because she doesn't want to go back with her aunt, and her aunt tries and forces her out of the orphanage for the sake of getting cash. The reason Camille is in the orphanage anyway is because she lost her parents, and arguably she has the darkest backstory out of all the kids because she lost both her parents and also witnessed the murder of her parents. And then you got some characters who don't really have any purpose for being in the film, since we don't really get any backstory on them, like the teacher characters, the teacher assistant, and the head of the orphanage. But I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for that, because to be fair, the film was only an hour, so you're only going to focus on the more important characters to help drive the story forward. But anyway, in conclusion, good characters. However, if the movie was longer, I would have liked more focus on other characters' backstories. The film has really good animations by my standards. This film was able to meet my standards and expectations of stop motion animation. As a British person, I'm quite used to watching stop motion animation because, of course, Britain is the birthplace of Aardman. So I'm quite, I guess, qualified to review a stop motion animated film. The animation in the film is quite smooth movements from the characters, and also you rarely see the fingerprint marks on the characters like when you mold clay together, which is also very good. So the animation is quite professional, the animation on the characters is quite professional, and also there's a couple of good bits with the animation. Like there's one scene on the ski trip and the kids look over a mother helping her child up, and the film just takes a pause, and that's when you really get to admire the animation as you figure out what is going through the kid's head. There's also another good bit with the animation in the police station where you see Zucchini heavily breathing, which helps illustrate the state of panic and the state of shock he is in. So in conclusion, very good animation, and the animation is arguably the best part of the film. In conclusion, My Life as Zucchini is a really good film. It has a good story, good grounded story, really good stop motion, good characters, and all in all, really good. I recommend this film to anyone who likes stop motion, anyone who's a fan of old cinema like I am, or anyone who just has an hour to kill. And also, if you've ever been in boarding school, if you've ever been in an orphanage, if you ever had to deal with child protective services or child social services, you may relate to some of the issues in the film. And so I give this a score of 5 out of 5. Thank you very much, CE, for inviting me on board to do this collab, and hopefully I can come back and we can do this again real soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for stopping in and taking a listen at Cyntillating Reviews. What do you guys think of today's review? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to Cyntillating Reviews, help me make it grow. I want to see something come out of this. If you want to be notified for personal videos or all my content, make sure you click that bell down below. I also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter where I'll post pictures and I'll keep putting up polls and updates on upcoming content. Too many people have lost their lives, and too many of my family members have been affected by this. I am asking you to understand that our simplest prevention is our biggest protection. Take care of yourselves and others as you practice social distancing, washing hands, and staying at home. Let's try to make the world better by starting to make us better to reduce the spread of COVID-19. See you later on another day.